Excited to be talking about Borough Market, something so special in all of our hearts. And Angela Clutton joins me now. Good afternoon to you.
Hi there.
Lovely to talk to you. Are you all right? Did you just drop something?
No, sorry, all good.
What was that noise? We have to know now.
It was a glass of water, very dull.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, that's all.
I thought it might be that you'd been playing Kaplunk and that one of the balls had fallen down. I don't know how my mind went there. But anyway, so Angela, let's talk about Borough Talks. This is you also have a book. You have lots of books out, one of which I want to talk to you about in a minute about vinegar. But Borough Market Book Club as well. Let's start with Borough Talks. These are starting again. Borough Market is up. It's open. It's social distancing, but it's open, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think the really, really glorious thing that happened over lockdown is that Borough Market stayed open throughout the entire thing. And I think that was a real achievement, but also a bit of a statement about how much it mattered to its local community. You know, it really was just selling fresh produce to its local community. And in some ways kind of went back to focusing on its roots in that way, really, just being there to serve the people who live in the neighbourhood and wanted to go in there and get their bread and their veg and, all the rest of it. So really brilliantly, the market stayed open the entire time. Smaller, obviously, and, really, with all the things that anyone would want about social distancing and all of that stuff, the thing has happened recently and that more and more stores are open, so it's getting more and more back to what everyone kind of really thinks of as Borough Market. It's not quite the bustle that we would think of, it's still very much focusing as a produce market rather than a touristy place, but I have to say I think that's rather lovely.
Yes,
and it makes...
Yeah.
Sorry.
I know, I was going to say I agree with you. I think that brings it back to that sort of warmth and that feeling, and that there's something very special about that place. I mean, I've only been a few times, so I can't actually say that I go all the time. But when I go and it's not too touristy, it's special.
Yeah, it really is. I think when you walk around and you see those stalls loaded up with the most glorious colours of all the fruit and veg, you see all the fish, you see all this fabulous quality meat, and we're all much more aware these days about the provenance of food, and at Borough Market that what you're getting is really, really well done and respectfully produced, which really matters. And I think you can't fail but walk around and feel a bit more sort of cheered and hopeful, and God knows we all need a bit of that at the moment. I find Borough Market as a space to walk around and shop in very inspiring and quite comforting in a way, and that food often can be.
That's very interesting, because a friend of mine who goes there often said to me that it was the one place that was giving him hope throughout the lockdown period.
Yeah. I can really, really see that. And we do hear people say that a lot, in this extraordinary thing that food connects people and connects them with themselves as well, with their own, food memories of being a child, all this stuff. Food is quite an emotional thing. And so I think that being at Borough Market and wandering around really can feel like that to people. And in honesty, it's why I was slightly nervous before we started doing these online talks, because, so often it's when you're there that these things really matter. But I think what's been really great is that when we've been doing these Borough Talks, we just started the second season. The first season we did back in May and early June, is that even when you're doing it digitally, when you're talking with people who are passionate about food, it still does this amazing thing of connecting people.
It's very interesting, because we've got Dr. Michael Mosley on the show later, and I mean, he's absolutely brilliant in my eyes, and what he writes about us living a healthier life. And he talks on his show about fresh produce, fresh vegetables, fresh meats, free range, good eggs, and all the rest of it. And actually, it goes back to home cooking. And I think a lot of people probably fell into the trap of getting quick snacks and getting a pizza. And I'm not going to, that doesn't mean that's all if you have a pizza occasionally, of course that's fine. But this is about going back to cooking your own food, and that's what you can get at the markets.
Absolutely right. And often when you buy really good seasonal produce that's good quality, really flavoursome, you don't have to do really elaborate fancy cooking with it. In some ways, the best thing you can do is treat that produce really simply, so its flavours come to the absolute fore. So it doesn't mean that you have to be an incredibly accomplished cook to really get the most out of exactly, as you're saying, just really fresh, really seasonal produce.
Fresh spinach. See, just simply fresh spinach is lovely.
Yeah.
Asparagus.
Yeah.
I love asparagus. See, that sort of Borough Market to me is all the real stuff. It is a lovely, lovely place. For people who have never been, what do you think has given this continual love? Is it just, as you say, that people, they feel that it's a special place, it's a warm place, it's a friendly place?
It is definitely all those things. The traders really care and they want to have a chat with you and they want to tell you about the wonderful produce, and that is really inspiring in its own way. But I think one of the things that works really well about it is that it's quite simple. It's just a food market. And that simplicity and almost its humility makes it just a wonderful, relaxed place to go to and get your food. There's nothing to be put off about it, and it is quite embracing. The people there are really friendly. It's a gorgeous part of London, and I think it's a great way to spend some time, and you feel like, this might sound silly, but I think you feel like you're nourishing yourself just by being there and being part of the experience of seeing all this fabulous produce. And then if you can buy some as well and take it home and cooking, then you're obviously extra nourishing yourself in a more obvious way. But I think there is something really quite powerful about it. But I would say that also about a lot of food markets. Borough Market is the most glorious example that we have, but I think all food markets can be fabulous places.
Favourite meal, please, to cook for yourself?
Oh,
yes, you have to choose one. Go on.
That's really tough. Roast chicken.
Oh, okay. That's simple. No, but that's lovely and simple. Yeah. How do you make your chicken not stay moist?
For me, the key is to do a lovely dash over the top of some Fino sherry and loads of salt. So that gets the skin really, really gorgeously crisp. And it also kind of protects the inside. So you get all the kind of lovely, juicy, flavoursome chicken with this gorgeous, slightly sherry-infused, really salty, crisp skin.
Okay, thank you for that. Now, the people that you're going to be speaking to on the new series, you've got Jack, haven't you? Rick Stein's, is that his son?
Yes, it is.
And who else have you got?
Well, so we kick off Wednesday coming. So we're doing Wednesday lunchtimes for the next 3 weeks. We kick off with lovely Olia Hercules and Elizabeth Luard, who are two glorious food writers who are really passionate about the seasonality of food. So they're going to be talking about why seasonality matters and the kinds of things we're looking at as you get to the end of August and start kind of trip into early September and thinking about how the seasons change produce wise.
Please don't mention autumn. Please don't mention autumn yet.
No, looking way ahead.
Whoa, a long way away. Okay, good.
So that's we kick off on Wednesday, and then a week on Wednesday, the second one we're doing, exactly as you say, is lovely Jack Stein talking with us and with two other fabulous chefs and restaurateurs, talking about all the things happening for restaurants at the moment. We're all pretty aware of the challenges that restaurants have had to face with lockdown, and then the amazing work that so many of them are doing to pivot and to really look at different ways of maximising their business and to really offer people something exciting, and really thinking about how will the restaurant scene cope, how will it change, are there any opportunities to be had in all of this? Eat out, help out, a lot of the...
Has that made a difference to them all?
I think it really has. I mean, that's what I hear, from people who are working at that end of stuff, that people are finding Eat Out, Help Out really something which is massively helping them out at the moment. Certainly quite a lot of the Borough Market restaurants and the street food guys are doing it, and it really is a little bit of a lifeline as everyone's kind of getting to the initial stage of reopening. And also as we all start to get more comfortable with the idea of eating out. We didn't do it for so long. I think it is a good thing just to ease people into doing it.
And actually, do you know what? We went out for the first time in 5 months. We sat outside. I'm personally, we just haven't sat inside in a restaurant yet. I know lots of restaurants are completely, they're adhering to social distancing and cleaning your hands and temperature checks. But we were sitting outside. But goodness me, it was such a treat, and I'm never going to take it for granted again.
I think that's so right. I got to the point where I was just desperate to choose from a menu. I didn't really care what it was. I just wanted a menu to choose from.
Can we just talk about, if people want to watch this, let's just get everybody. So if they want to watch it, how do they watch it?
Yes. So if they go to the Borough Market website, very easy to kind of get onto the events page and you can register there. It's free. They're for an hour. Wednesday lunchtime's kicking off this week. We're doing 3 of them in this series, so you can register and then you just watch it online while you're having your lunch on Wednesdays.
Lovely. Thank you very much for that. Can I just talk to you about your book about vinegar? I'm obsessed with vinegar. Anything pickled. I mean, I talk about it all the time on this show. I have kimchi and pickled beetroot every morning with my spinach and eggs. But I love anything with vinegar. And I used to for years and years and years. And people used to say, oh, that's weird. And now, apparently, I'm doing the right thing and I never knew it.
Yeah, I mean, it's also had a real resurgence, I think, of people understanding how important acidity is to cook with, and vinegar is a great way of doing that, but also the health stuff that comes with it as well. People are much more up on that now about, gut health and fermentation, more generally. And vinegar's really, is such a great ingredient to cook with. It's so massively underestimated.
Your favourite vinegar?
Sherry vinegar. That's easy. Sherry vinegar.
You're sherry all the way, aren't you?
Oh my God, that sounds terrible, doesn't it? Now I sound a bit of an algae.
Do you do you have a little sherry tipple as well? Go on, admit it, please.
Yeah, I do. I do. Yeah. But no, sherry vinegar has got so much depth of flavour. It's nice and woody. You can use it in so many different things. Do you have a favourite vinegar?
Yes, I do. Apple cider vinegar with the mother.
Oh, nice.
I love it. But can also, just for something else that we're doing later on, can I ask you, did you snack, and please be honest, because everybody is being very honest, which is fantastic. Did you snack on anything during lockdown? Did you find yourself doing that snacking thing?
Not loads, to be honest, but I think if I did, I would go for some lovely toast with some sliced tomatoes, salt, olive oil, and a couple of anchovies on top.
That's quite a posh snack.
Bit of grinder pepper.
That's a very posh snack.
Really good, though.
That sounds nice. Although I'm gluten free, but I get the bit. The topping is you've got me all the way. Thank you very much. How lovely to talk to you, and I hope this series goes really well, Angela. Thank you so much.
Thanks ever so much.
And love to everybody there at Borough Market as well. So we're asking